what's up everyone? So this is our next topic. We have the reservoir problem. So let's discuss the concept about the reservoir, and also we will solve problems regarding the reservoir. By the way, I am Engineer Samuel Ibulacao. So we have the three reservoir problem, and of course we have two reservoir problem. Let's go. So first, what is the reservoir? So, reservoir, it is an area developed by water body due to construction of dam. So, when we construct dam like this, ito pong nasa image natin, of course, magkakaroon po tayo dito ng reservoir. Okay? So, reservoir is an artificial lake. Dito po yan. Ayan. O kaya naman dito sa ibaba. Where water is stored. So, there are different purposes kung bakit magkakaroon tayo ng reservoir. So for this one, a reservoir can also be formed from a natural lake whose outlet has been dammed to control the water level. So usually, kapag may mga dams po tayo, galing lang din po talaga totally sa mga natural lake, no? So yung paglalagay ng dams, kinokontrol nila yung flow galing sa lake. And then that lake, kaya nagkakaroon po ng artificial lake kasi nagkaroon na ng pagbabago doon sa mismong structure ng natural lake. So yung artificial lake na yun, ang nangyayari, ayan na yung tinatawag nating reservoir. Okay? Reservoir. So, let's compare the dam and then the reservoir. So as you can see, in our figure, we have this one. Okay, so the upper part is the dam, and then we also have the reservoir as the lower part. Or pwede din naman dito, since yung ating reservoir is for storage ng water purpose or other different purposes, no? Pero mainly for storage of water. Okay, so the dam is a man-made structure built across a river or a stream to restrict, redirect, or stop the flow of water. So, tandaan po natin, we have the man-made, and then the reservoir naman is the man-made lake that forms behind the dam. Behind po na yan dito. Okay? Mali itong picture. Pero pwede naman dito. Part na din siya ng reservoir. When the dam blocks the river, the water backs up, fills the surrounding valley. So, which is, ito na po yun. Reservoir. Ito po yung mga example natin ng reservoir. We have this reservoir. Next, we have the Angat Dam or Angat Dam. No? And then, we also have this yan, Magat Dam. This is the dam that caused flooding in Cagayan. So, we have the purpose of the reservoir. First, is irrigation. So usually yung reservoir natin, nag-iimbak tayo ng tubig or nagkakaroon ng artificial lake or pag-imbak ng tubig para sa irrigation or irrigation. So binubuksan nila yung mga gate para sa dam para ma-strategize kung kailan magpapalabas ng tubig para sa irrigation or like that. Next, we have the water supply. So, yung dam, usually, ang pinaka main purpose is to provide water doon sa mga areas. And ayan na din po yung nagiging purpose ng ating reservoir. Of course, we have the hydroelectric power generation since create ito ng energies na napakaraming energies yung napoproduce ng ating dams and reservoir. We also have the flood control and then navigation. So we have the properties of a reservoir. So from our discussion on our Bernoulli's equation, we have these three energy that we can consider. So we have the velocity head. These are the formula for the heads. Okay, we have the velocity head, v squared over 2g. If nakalimutan nyo na, i-recall natin, no? So we have the pressure head, the pressure over the gamma, and then the elevation head, letter z. So these are the different properties pagdating sa ating reservoir, which is kailangan natin po itong tandaan kapag tayo yung nag-solve ng mga reservoir problem. First, considering the velocity head, the surface area of a reservoir is a massive compared to the outlet like a pipe or penstock. So, kung makikita natin itong reservoir natin, like this one, ito yung reservoir, no? So, napakalaki po ng surface ng ating reservoir. So, usually, the rate at which the water level drop is infinitesimal. So, ano po yung sinasabing infinitesimal? Ibig sabihin, napaka-lawak. Infinite na siya. So, hindi na siya mabilang, kumbaga. So, ibig sabihin, yung flow ng tubig under that surface na napakalaki, hindi na masyadong na-measure, parang ganun. Kumbaga, hindi na masyadong ma-measure, kaya it considered zero na po siya. So, walang masyadong paggalaw yung tubig doon kasi napakalawak ng surface. Unlike sa mga pipe or penstock, na yung pipe, kapag nag-flow yung, kasi limited lang yung area, no? Pag nag-flow yung ating fluid, so maka-consider pa natin yung velocity. Pero in this case, kasi yung reservoir is napakalaki, so hindi po natin ma-consider yung ating kinetic energy or the velocity. Kaya, the kinetic energy or the velocity itself is equivalent to zero, or more likely, papunta ng zero. Kasi napakaliit na value. Kaya, zero na lang siya. So, kapag zero yung ating velocity, in this case, ito, zero. So, yung kinetic energy po natin is equivalent to zero. Yan. Tatandaan nyo po yan, ha. Next, para naman sa pressure head. If the reservoir is open to the sky, syempre naman, sino bang may trip lagyan to ng bubong? Ito, 'di ba? So wala naman. So open naman po siya sa sky, 'di ba? So the surface is under atmospheric pressure. Since we use gauge pressure pagdating sa mga computation natin, meaning yung pressure po natin is equivalent to zero. This one. So, kapag zero ito, meron tayong gamma, 9.81, if ever water. So, this is also equivalent to zero. Tama. Tama po. Lastly, we have in a reservoir, the primary driver of a fluid movement is its elevation. So, mag-flow yung isang water sa mga reservoir is depende din totally talaga sa elevation o saan sa nakalocate. Kung nasa baba siya, tapos i-divert natin yung tubig papataas, hindi naman siya totally mag-flow, di ba? Without using the pump. So, kaya dito, yung elevation po yung primary driver. So, ibig sabihin, hindi po natin kailangan tanggalin yung elevation pagdating sa ating computation ng reservoir. So, the head is defined by the height of the water column above a specific datum. So, kaya, yung Z is retained po. So, ibig sabihin, in our computation ng head, dito, head loss. Bakit head loss? Total energy. Yung Z, velocity natin is 0. Yung pressure head naman natin is 0. So, yung elevation energy natin is elevation head is retained Z. So, kaya, in energy equation, Z lang po yung merong energy head. Okay? So, yan po yung ating properties ng reservoir. Okay, try natin yung sample problem number 1. Kasi, para ma-solve natin kaagad. So, madali lang naman ito. Okay? So, usually, parang similar with the pipes in series and parallel. Pero, ito kasi dalawang reservoir lang. So, dalawa lang. Parang pipes in series itong and parallel itong problem na to. Pero kapag tatlo na po, kunyari, meron na ditong isa pa, mababago na po yung ating computation. Let's try muna yung basic pagdating sa reservoir. So, a sample problem, a pipe system connecting two reservoir whose difference in water surface elevation is 13 meters consists of 320 meters of 600 mm diameter. Ito. Branching into 640 meters of 300 mm and 640 meters of 450 mm. And in parallel, which join again to the single 600 mm diameter line. Assuming F 0.032 for all pipes, determine the flow rate in each pipe. Let's try to solve this one. Okay, first solution. Ang gagawin po natin ngayon is, kagaya lang po ng series and parallel, gagawa po tayo ng equation based on this figure. Okay, so same principle pagdating sa pipes, since yung reservoir is connected by those pipes then. So dito, same lang po yung magiging approach. Okay, so gagamitin natin dito yung continuity equation, which is yung papasok po na pipe Q1 is parehas lang din po yung lalabas na discharge is Q4. So this is equivalent to Q1 is equal to Q4. Okay, so that is the first equation natin. Equation number 1. So for the next, since nagkaroon po ng branches dito, ayan, nahati po yung water natin. So yung discharge na Q1 is equivalent po into Q2 plus Q3. Okay, so we have equation number 2. So that's it for the the discharge. Pero since head loss is present po dito sa ating pipe system, so similar po yung approach natin with the parallel and series. So yung head loss natin sa pipe 2 and pipe 3 is the same. So we have head loss number 3 is equivalent to head loss number 2. This is equation number 3. And then we also have the total head loss. Head loss is equivalent to head loss number 1 plus head loss number 2 plus head loss number 4. Equation number 4. So we have these 4 equations pagdating po sa ating problem na to. Okay, so next is to solve for the head loss na given. So in our problem, meron po tayong given ata or wala tayong given. So ang ano lang natin is the connecting water surface elevation is 13 meters. So yung ating elevation differences is 13 meters. Okay, so let's take note of that one. So wala tayong mga discharge, wala tayong ibang given. So what are we going to do is to solve first yung mga head loss natin, since we are here naman na. Let's write the given. So 0.0826 FLQ squared over D raised to 5. So for this one, let's write the given. Meron po tayo sa pipe 1 is 0.0826. Yung F po natin across all pipe, for all pipe is 0.032. And then para sa length naman natin, meron tayong 320 meters. And then for the discharge is Q1 squared. And then for the diameter is 0.6 raised to 5. So para sa head loss 1 natin, magkakaroon po tayo ng sagot that is equivalent to 10.877 Q1 squared. So that's for the head loss number 1. Next, for the head loss number 2, similar approach. Hindi ko na isusulat po yung formula, no. So pakilagay na lang po yung, or paki-double check na lang po. We have 696.15 Q2 squared. For the head loss number 3, we have 91.67 Q3 squared. And then lastly, meron po tayong 44.19 Q4 squared. So let's highlight those head losses. So again, gagawa po tayo ng equations. Gagawa tayo ng mga equations galing dito sa mga ginawa nating equation. Okay, so first, kasi medyo madali na lang to. So for example, gagamitin natin yung Bernoulli's equation, no? So para ma-solve natin yung yung head loss. So for the head loss naman, since we have these two reservoir, so yung energy 1, which is na andito sa mismong reservoir na yan, is minus head loss is equivalent to energy 2. Ano po? Tama. So, i-define natin yung energy 1. Meron po tayong V squared over 2G plus pressure 1 over gamma plus elevation 1 equivalent to minus head loss 1 to 2, and then V2 squared 2G plus pressure 2 gamma plus elevation 2. So that's for the Bernoulli's equation. So we have the energy equation here. So substituting the given, meron tayong V1 is equivalent to 0. The pressure naman is 0. So same with this one and then 1. So ang mangyayari po, gagamit tayo ng datum. Erase natin tong mga to, no? Para ma-consider natin kung ano po yung elevation head natin. So pwede tayong mag-add dito as datum, which is ito po yung 0 meters. So ibig sabihin, at point Z, ito po is equivalent to 0. And then, yung Z1 naman, since meron tong height na 13 meters, so this one is equivalent to 13 meters. Okay? So the head loss, transposing the head loss to the right side, meron tayong head loss at point 1 to 2 is equivalent po to 13 meters. So meron po tayong total head loss. Okay? So first, kunin natin yung mga equation natin. Meron tayong head loss which is equivalent to 13. So kailangan natin gawin, makakuha tayo ng mga equation ng Q1. Ma-solve natin yung mga discharge pala natin, no? So gamit yung mga equation na to. So pwede natin gamitin itong total equation na to kasi meron na tayong total head loss pala, kasi meron na tayong isang known values which is the head loss. So for this one, pwede natin magamit ito. Ang tawag dito, equation number 2, equation number 3, no po. Tapos pwede rin natin magamit ito, diba? Q1. Tapos ito naman. So pwede natin pwede natin gamitin ito tas in terms of Q1 natin lahat para ma-solve natin yung Q1. So let's try. Head loss number 3 is equivalent to head loss number 2. Okay? So for this one, meron tayong mga head losses natin. 91.67 Q3 squared equivalent to 696.15 Q2 squared. Okay, gagamitin natin yung Q3 para makagawa tayo ng equation in terms of Q2. So 696.15 Q2 squared over 91.67 square root. Meron tayong equation number 5. Next, gamit yung equation number 2 in equation number, lagyan natin ng label, in equation number 3. Ito naman in equation number 2. So Q1 equivalent to Q2 plus Q3. Okay? Yung Q1 natin is equivalent to Q2 plus the Q3 natin is square root of 696.105 Q2 squared over 91.67. Okay? So, gamit ito, or i-simplify natin muna ito. Kasi, ang haba, di ba? Simplify natin ito. Square root of 696.15 over 91.67. So, we have 2.756. Q2. So, dito, ang ilalagay na lang po natin is 2.756 Q2. So, bali po, yung magiging equation natin ng Q1 ay Q2 kasi lalagay lahat natin as Q2, no? Ay, in terms of Q1 lahat. So, meron tayong ito magiging 3.7.56. So, magiging Q1 over 1 over 3.756 or 0.266. Tama? So, this one is the equation number 6. Equation 5. Tapos, in equation 1 naman, meron tayong Q1 is equivalent to Q4. So, yung head loss number 4 natin, pwede nating malagay as 44.19. Tama? Q4 squared. So, kung yung Q1 is equivalent to Q4, this one is also 44.19 Q1 squared. Di ba? Tama? Tama. So, this one is equation number 7. Combining all this equation into equation number 4, meron tayong 13 equivalent to Q1 plus equation number 6, 0.266 Q1 plus Q3 natin, equation number 5, 2.756 Q1 plus yung last, equation number 7, 44.19 Q1. Solving for the discharge number 1, meron po tayong makukuha 0.353 cubic meter per second. Ayan po yung ating final answer para sa equation number 1. Okay, and then isolve nyo na lang po yung mga equations number 2, 3, ay yung mga discharge number 2, 3, and 4 using yung mga equation natin. Okay, para sa Q number 2, meron po tayong 0.266, 0.353. This one is equivalent to 0.094 cubic meter per second. And so on. Q3 is equivalent to 2.756 times 0.353. So we have 0.259. And then lastly, meron tayong Q4, 0.353. Kasi equivalent lang po sila. So, yan po yung ating final answers para sa discharge. Picture.